Makadi mose muri Zimbabwe kusangana zvekare pano pachivhitivhiti chenyu patinokupai nyaya nemalatest updates anenge achiitika munyika yeZimbabwe. Ndoda kuti ndikuonesei nyaya iri kuitika pano muri Zimbabwe, nyaya yashamisa ruzhinji rwenyika yeZimbabwe pamwe chete nevamwe vashandi vehurumende munyika yeZimbabwe. Nyaya yakamira yakadai so, pane the ghost account inonzi yaAuxilia mumviringi. Vazhinji vanotaura kuti ndiJoe Charamba anoshandisa account iyoyo because pane maaccounts akawanda wanda anonzi anoranwa naJoe Charamba, but iri kuataka the first family manje iyoyo because vamwe vanotaura kuti ukatarisa yaAuxilia mumviringi akangoposta chinhu chete paX unotoona next thing Jamwanda akomenda panyaya yacho. Saka Jamwanda anozikanwa ari Joe Charamba, iyeyu futi mviringi anonzi ndi Joe Charamba futi, zvinonzi Joe Charamba ndiye anodaro. So nyaya ari kuuya nayo ndeiyi, ari kuuya achibvunza bepa ratakabata riri kutaura richiti Mrs. Mnangagwa, what ritual is she performing with this serial killer anymore zvitsva? The first lady first visited him at Chikurubi maximum prison and now she attends his sentencing at court. This is a first for a first lady to develop such interest in a damned criminal. Murukunzwa nyaya dzikutaurika panapa. So dauti ndikuverengerei panyorwa tsamba nhatu neaccount iyoyi ichitaura nyaya dza first lady. Dauti munyatsonzwisisa panapa futi. Mhondi yeguruve iyi ine makore anokwana kuita 35. Makore ayatongerwa kuti igare iri muprison anokwana kuita 89 years mujeri. Ari kufesa 4 rape charges ne 5 cases charges attempted murder ne robbery charge. Ndokubva kwakwaniswa makore atotora nezvawaya. Koita 25 murder charges ari kufesa erimozvitsva. So nyaya iri kuitika ndeyekuti ko why first lady vari kuratidzika kuti vanenge vasiri kufara nazvo, vari kuratidzika interest nenyaya yaanimal. Why? Ndo pari kubvunza vanhu ipapo kuti vari kumhanya kuenda kuna animal, ko vanhu vakaurayirwa vanhu hama dzavo vari kumbotaurawo here kana kuti pavanotamba pada pape vaende kunotambira pada ikoko, vamboenda nemari ikoko kwavambonotamba pada variko havo kuguruve. Saka naizvozvo zvinhu izvi zvinhu zviri kunetsa. So maybe pamwe vane chimwe chokwadi chavarida kuti vabuditse kuti maybe mukomana akanyeperwa nyaya, hatizivi kuti nyaya iri papi. But muri Zimbabwe ndo nyaya dziri kuvhunzwa nana Joe Charamba, idzi ndo nyaya dzavari kuvhunza pazvivhitivhiti zvavo page yavo paX. Naizvo ndinokutenda nekutira kwenyu chakusiyai makateerera kubva kumakomrades edu.
I make sure that I even forceredza when topics get distracted, I will go back to that non-violent resistance. I will go back to talking about things that will empower people to see things different. My job is to help to take that psychological barrier that prevents people from acting. Dear mandate, YeN'anga, you may not think that job is important, but you try and do it. Auto ita iwewe, maybe totova free kuenda somewhere else. Problem is mapika mabasa that you don't want to do. So those who know that you need to go to a protest, you need to go. Ndiro basa rako. Go and do that. Right? So munhu wese, Uncle Jed, you sit on these platforms, you open the Anascot daily, they do that. Dandaro even keeps a space open. Kusina munhu ari ega one, just in case there is no space and Zimbabweans want to talk. So vanhu vasina direction, vasina zvavari kuita, stop bundling all of us. Inini record will show that daily I turn up. Kusvika matondituka kuti have you got nothing better to do, but that job I do daily. So just like there was Radio Mozambique, is Radio Lusaka, Radio whatever, that is the job that I do. In case other people get mistaken. Ndiro ramunonditukira. She gets too serious. Hey, relax a bit. No, daily. So, tiri papo Uncle Jet. I like to be very honest. so that I don't adopt what I hate about ZANU-PF supporters. I don't want to teach my soul that every time something happens, I dig too deep to find things that don't make sense just for the sake of. That is how they developed themselves to be the ZANU-PF supporters that they are. I don't like what Chamisa did. I don't care whether he spoke to them directly. I don't care whether he spoke in his house. I think with leadership comes responsibilities. Words are very powerful. Even spiritually, in the faith that he's in, he must know those words are very important, and you use them jealously. You can either build with those words or you can destroy. And we now live in the modern world. We are not in 1850. We are not in 1990. We are not in 2000. We live in 2026. Social media is happening with us seeing. Technology is happening with all us seeing. The way media is working, all of us can see is not that old. We can't keep making excuses. And the supporters can't keep soliciting for evidence of things and then cry every time. Well, you shouldn't ask. It could have finished there with that story, that one story that came out. But you kept asking and asking, give us, give us. That is what newspapers do. They make news. And Kanairi hot? Why would they give it all at once? If you keep being interested, why wouldn't they chop it up into bite sizes of topics? You understand that they work for the government. You understand Zimbabwe itself, how it is configured. I mean, even amongst ourselves here, we are constantly saying, takatererwa, kune C10, vachaendesa zvinhu. So which world do other people think they live in? Where the murume wangu vhara mic. Right. Can't keep making excuses like that. Guard your words jealously. Understand the power of your words. Determine what you want your words to do in this modern world. As you speak, close the gaps for editorial fictions. We can't keep talking like that. We can't keep throwing shade. We can't keep having to have the whole community sit down. This must be known now. What it does when you speak. The supporters, the critics, the haters congregate. And it diverts them away from what is important. This must be known by now. Doesn't matter whether you're speaking privately or you are speaking in an interview. You can't trust anyone in Zimbabwe that you will sit for 2 hours, 2 whole hours. Akakoshei munhu iyeye. We sit here and beg and beg. Last time it was misread. This time it's this other one, whoever that they are. How many times do we ask to speak? So isusu tinopiwa masnippets on Twitter. Vamwe vari kupiwa ma2 hours. Ngatipe isusu 2 hours yacho pano. Then we defend, kuti no, that's not what he said. But it seems there are constantly other people elsewhere. Vari kupiwa wawo ma2 hours, 2 hours, 2 hours. Apa hana, no. I'm sorry, Uncle Jet. All the other excuses, we are reaching now. We're developing a culture. Chizanu chinotanga like that. Small things. Reaching very deep to the point where now to defend your constitution needs a mandate. From where? Who gives these mandates? Where are they doled out? Is there an office, an institution that gives it? And when you do something, where do you submit it? Where is it submitted? I'm sorry, Charlene. That was the weakest thing. And I know you tried to level it out and said these mandates are wanted from everybody, but nah, sorry. That doesn't make sense. The Constitution of Zimbabwe gives us a mandate. And it gives us rights on top of that. The right to freedom of conscience, Uncle Chet. To think of something, to take risks with it. To go out and solicit others who may think like you. And that is exactly what happened. All of the leaders who have formed something have come and presented and asked others to join. And they've presented themselves with those they have convinced to stand with them. Who? Why are we asking for mandates? We saw them as they stood there introducing what they did, whether they were 4 or 5. Something must start from somewhere. Something must start from somewhere, whether it was started by one person in their kitchen, then they went and talked to someone on the street, or they sent each other a WhatsApp that they started. They gave each other a mandate. No, we can't do that. We're starting to socially condition ourselves to be what? Defenders of anything, not defenders of conscience. It is not right, Uncle Jed, that when we are in our private spaces, we are doing 2 hours of talking about other people. I don't care what the question was. Someone asks me something, I must think, what am I saying? After I say that, how can it be distorted? And for all the hyenas that are out there, what will it do to others? Can't keep saying, no, this is what I meant. No, the impact of your words is also important. Very, very important if you are influential.